You grew up believing in something that was never said, repeated 1,000 times, painted on the walls of ancient temples, whispered in sermons that spanned generations, but never in facto pronounced the way you learned it. The word that carries centuries of fear, imhospor the eternal fire, endless punishment, absolute separation. A word that has been shaped, translated, interpreted, and reinterpreted until it became unrecognizable. And you unknowingly carried that weight, that fear, that belief is que there's more an abyss waiting for you. Should you fail? Should you err? Should you not be worthy enough? But what if I told you that the word was never about punishment? What if I were about a distorted teaching, a spiritual truth, que got lost between translations, cultures, and human interest? Take a deep breath now, because what you are about to discover is not a new belief, it is a memory, something that has always been inside you, waiting to be recognized. Millennia ago, a man walked on the dusty road of Galilee. He did not build temples, he did not erect walls, he did not write dogmas on stones. He spoke in parables, told simple stories to simple people, used images they knew, seeds, breads, vines, shepherds, light. And when he spoke about something that has been translated as hell, he was not describing a physical place of eternal torture. It was pointed to a much closer, much more real, much more human, que Leichenburg, Gehenna, a real, tangible valley, that existed outside of Jerusalem, a place where the garbage was burned, where the fire never went out because there was always more waste being thrown in, where the stench rose continuously, where nothing of value remained. It was the place of disposal, of destruction, of what was no longer useful. And he used these images not to scare, but to teach, to show that hell was not a futura condemnation imposed by a distant God, y con un internal stel, a choice, a path que lento de disintegration of the soul, todo loss of the sacred, todo waste of one axone's existence, y con ella bu literal fire, y con ella bu living in a way que burned one axone's essence, waste of the inner light, consumed the peace, destroyed the connection con the divine, pero cuando was forgotten. Over the centuries, institution point metaphor, y tonda que tutita doctrine, into control, into a tool of power. Hell became a physical place, a threat, a terrible fate por destos who did not obey, and fear set in. Entire generations grew up believing that a loving God could, at the same time, condemn his children to an eternity of suffering. It thought it make sense, but it was taught, repeated, accepted, and you, without questioning, carried this weight. Believe desde cuando mon pero no voyun. Declinito sabiemon madone vietiel, de maqueredo. Y pionte su cabeza media destruyente él, y chotoliu cuan llegaren tu propio anja camiteco. Unirto ginen que ti tu propio anja camesa. Y en ellos liberet tegonawias. Y no tendrás te cuenta de todo bado. U que te tu cover a half. Y chotoliu codini de los sepiu. Tras se veía esto finiri de los lamado. Ante pues un pedo prorunt. Ma dice til pero purificabion. To proficabion, un pido saupada de bolo de tormobicom, y mo pido se quieron turdete en copito mouth, te vos se taban bau ferficabion, un pido se te do bajo tubir, te ocupo dos se te do bajo tubir to de mojompoder, pido bau munice cuero tita bigro feludo do varion, pido sumit bau munice per cerdo se te do bauf, y vido todos, y mo pido bau fire, y mo pido baru tubir to do nun trafelmi, diciendo nuestro. Tu be the home that only photo two for the to. Y todo pedo para el cebre de ver. About transformation. About burning what no longer serves. E si les encatus or su enta quanto pedeatail. Eso longer serves. Trope seketus, termadon tafamas kiel the nice. Tervarna me vi tes tropcolent. Tico enare. Isem tomeli do popone flefestra se. Purpose exaggeration to highlight the importance of removing from your life and everything that prevents you from seeing, from touching, from living fully, the eye that does not see the truth, the hand that does not act with love, the path that is taken away from yourself, the holy hell, not a place, a state, a way of existing where you are disconnected from the source, from the sacred, from who you really are, and the fire was the natural consequence of this disconnection, not an imposed punishment, pero an inevitable result, Quane liva sorum divina nature, quane you choose the ego over the soul, quane accumulad instead of giving, quane you participant in loving, quane you ane your soul, quane you separate instead of uniting, quane you ane your own torment, yo hederado, to a place where everything can no longer as live, Ibles maumbado to be a baya craret, but everything can no longer as live, Ibles maumbado to aumade, Punto pumperiendo y zelde. And see that you, throughout your life, carried so many things to ago they crashed you, and tu you homijam de catero de grashed you, bien de am de caposacran, the false identity built over the years, y nunca tuanes, de que te tiro louds, el bechon que te bombe en lotier, dera y sompada y luates ta sente precandier, te campe te dander ni kilmwe. Tel pon board, estones, de compriken them tears, de compriken them numbered lanis of the morning dew, the kingdom of heaven is within you, no gigantas in todo graxa. Hatomada pitolop, the kingdom of heaven is monis aprecandem donali amante kiel fatio. El bunker del tiergel nicolin firgel. No se rechon bertolda, era rechon bertolda, de gere nikel trasenet to kieron of heaven, inside. And you fem inside the wepas and mopel a cabor and experience. A way of living where you are separated from marwen on yourself. Where you look outside, seeking what can only be found within. Where you judge, compare, accumulate, control fear. Where you judge, compare, accumulate, control fear. And in a separation, you burn, you suffer. Not because you were condemned, but because you turned away from the truth, from peace, from unity, and now feel your body, feel where you carry tension, where you hold fear.
Where you keep guilt, breath into Las Plazas, send light to Las Plazas, because the hell you carried is not a future destiny. It's a present weight. It's the belief that you are not worthy, that you need to prove yourself. There is something fundamentally wrong with you, and the what burns, consumes, destroys. But you can choose to let go. You can choose to release. You can choose to remember that you were never separated, never condemned, never lost. You just forgot.
A Noé, Dios rememberindo cuente, quanto si pol de pramone con ellos, padándole orma conche profetic imaron a próxima fego, y pusiemos capotin a prophetic imajo puro de Old Testament. Isaiah described a valla where the bodies of rebels were left, where fire and worms did the work of decomposition, y lo en las venimas consequences of natural destruction, not of eternal torment. Dios about what happens when you live against life, against love, against truth, you decompose, you lose the candles, the connection, the light, no so far that you stray, the deeper the disintegration, not because someone punishes you, but because estos en hiperdeta separation, of the ego, of ilusión, y los tostosos expediente, y los ocafati todo derramovamos con el beltun dreitis of loan, of an afedenakino, of labon, na nosaf contunetsutes y cabadazo da fofe, no fidos da bon, dos of alfedes alfres de pasolfedati, of accumulosin, of gosmont, of fear, en quel path, inevitably la voilaun, dio Gehenna, notas a physicoloplas, pero as a statudo disintegration, of losing a self, of losing a lavos de noten un trabu hafau, of losing a lao pritofen boasin enevan, of leides tamosinos in proplulio, en dio Gehenna tuiladao, y soplulio trabied, become a while dos con toifiatud, of alastolin todo velotom, y siendo rudian tom, y a tus te dovlau en chidadae de vethofelurudov comado, yo hetero en siconomo, y a dua del cono y sopliru, no, yo hetuligios tabao toropo, biawadave mastufobio 3. It's toda pazor del xunillo yo hacio, of a pasor el xunillo, recognizing the inner light, of living a brother soul, no de ego, en tu pazor de quien tu afasi, no de futua faz, a vida buelegzwise te amatav. Fullness now, peace now, are you beginning to see? There is no angry God waiting to punish you. There is only you, your choices, your paths, and the natural consequences of each one. When you choose love, you experience heaven. When you choose fear, you experience hell. Not latter, now, here, inside. It's simple, straightforward, and completely liberating. Pokeromino says you are not a victim. You are a creator. You have the power to choose. At every moment, with every breath, heaven or hell, unity or separation, love or fear, light or darkness. And there is no condemnation in any choice, just consequences, just experiences, just lessons. Nay, breathe deeply, feel the air filling your lungs, feel the life pulsing within you, and realize that you are alive, aware, present. And in un momento momopusia isto, ilo ferreliso buquado sto fallar, ilo ferreliso buquado fira, ilo ferreliso buquado fira, condamnación, dio ferreliso de idea que sun ello tiene guerros de la vían un penilción bordión, y los do fayan oldea que vomonom, amperun que filloco, oldeo foco, olde of tandegai, trilandife, de comodasi te via, es dopo modas, e came tu remain ti porto mi con ellos puei, ya no te pifen pentimediaris. Temples, rituals, priests, pokes de divino a was within them. And when you realize that there is no eternal hell waiting for you. There is only the choice to live connected or disconnected, to live in truth or in illusion, to live in love or in fear, and each choice creates your own experience, your own reality, your own heaven or hell. And now imaginen de no seamin que dus saute, your own reality que afan don resimpitud, y pajumin our path, which both te como. Butch both te como, y obviamente famus mucho adorar. El rey de Fedión poven todo hacerlo, con lo durta. Every time you felt afraid and no being good enough. Every time you worried about condemnation, imaginero la gente morgente contauna tu contanto de via. Tu Gehenna, being burned away, not you, but us beliefs, those lives, those lives, those lives, and watch the fire doing its work, not hurting you, but freeing you, purifying, revealing, and when the flames die down, what remains? You, pure, free, whole, exactly as you always were, before they learn to teach you who you should be, before they convince to the Okaborwantekopoaf, before they convince to the Okaborwantekopoaf.
It seems convinces Esprit.
But a life lived in guilt, fear, separation. A life where you are never good enough, where you are always trying to please a distant God, where you live in terror of failing. And he came to end that, to say, you are already worthy, you are already loved, you are already complete. Stop seeking outside, stop trying to prove yourself, just remember, just awaken, just come home. And home is not a place, it's a state, it's the feeling of being aligned with your truth, of living from the heart.
Of recognizing el do paraladet topoes, of recognizing topoes y tonam pueliem peco pobioe, y tel redemno d'auto para ofilnai, topetunela liatu limo barbo delendos, doregina, o in topo el pier do melodet skindit cabo do mano pobioe, of rehoborum pobaigentum nemvento no poseiano zenzil leges, of inaude un zende un ziluma, voico para cobatium tomar pobines, anam sobitores un nebecundo mansion, of in no final judgment, of in no vintubenken nison voito de hiatum comention, ample mesum verime gemkin doseo, Jumenken il hobonnonto. I come que mentum mandotes opi doppel puvara betrobin nofas. Well dan opasses mandopin en fonden of nosam dinteram fanbai. Jaso mi vebu barben membo batu faritos of bisa compin and isa compin fambadio pecun chomo. Iwam gementum mount betampo. There is only the gradual return of remembering who you always were. Breathe now, slowly and deeply. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 6, and feel the body calming down, feel the mind quieting, feel the heart opening, and in that silence, in that stillness, you can hear, not with the ears, but with the soul, you can hear the truth that has always been there, whispering, waiting, calling you back, and the truth says, you are home. You have always been home, you just forgot for a while, but now you are remembering, and in Deka remembering you are free. He knew that people were afraid of death, afraid of the unknown, afraid that there was punishment waiting, and so he spoke about Gehenna, not to increase that fear, but to redirect it. He would say, do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather be afraid of losing your soul, and losing your soul didn't mean going to an eternal hell. It meant living a life disconnected radicedom, letinium trokitsenle, living in zebekidulashu, living in separation, Kismanas de mismas aulu tionitu, por espiritual aulu, living clamor sivalam ronsao. Ibzongas dorushida gerothun de tubobiting otro tipo que poden esperar que te vadora din esperaloyan, por da por tipo que va diondes per el periodo, de que quedun buena famodios porboles de tubavia. Not in somno distemplesium, pero ica, inisi momente, inisi breath, inisi choice, canyufilica, 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 canyuvidal disperonsem distuan sobelifen connected, and that move physical places, but stats of consciousness, internal experiences, and you can transition between them at any moment, with a breath, with a choice, with an active presence. Do not need to wait to die, do not need to wait to permission, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be worthy enough, do not need to wait to be your choices, and natural consequences of them, and the punishments que seton sumpa, que signoserum viniemo, que signoserum contanos tofesimans, de que novatesos quieren brellos, de dos cones, tiubis tio, tio atco atesos, ti confalas tio, ti gontil contese, del lost coin, and the parables apadaciorebo mas parado arsuk, the lost sheep, the prodigal son, the lost coin, and un postigo lost en tipo adoni tu dom potesio, tomo hemos lost, tomo vile tomois, quatuester ning, suicosoma cabu cameo do life, quatues separate guarer united, y que mendopo da reli, cultural adaptations, given it to yung texas, uvorica bigatamentu galsha, in el tu edisesto mabudaif, given a develop cultural adaptation is needed. Here are some minor suggestions. Worm Gehenna, the original translation is correct. However, y contra el orientayun como abinde, no canodion y apare ibo putador, dico en amnotasino fodelto compajes, fobin como no precamasian vidmentra. Gehenna, a symbolic plast of destruction and purification, fobin como precamasian, precamobodo, fobinco. Drei los grisa do boroloth of destru compaction. 3. Pabu. For Pabwerix, it might feel slightly odd in a spiritual context. Consider changing to friend, or the old one, or simply removing Ika, dwelling on getting lost in illusion and finding your way back to truth. And there's no shame in that. There's no failure in that. It's just the journey, the path, the experience of being human. Now place your hand on your heart, feel it beating, feel the warmth, feel the life pulsing there, and know that this is sacred. You are sacred, not because you've done something right, not because you've believed the right things, de simple posieromenias, posieromexplesono divinias, a wef in the oceano consusnus, a spark on infinite light, and nothing you've done, 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 can change a deca. Ye cannot lose what you are. Ye can only forget, and then remember, and forget again, and remember again, and forget again, and remember again, and that's the ciclo, the dance, the journey. Ichoni da de sasate que no ni duolobi. You can only forget, and then number again, and rifendo mosoble mestici. Todos no pati festo de diu orismel, y que stada weshondrieth. Tos cordius tifant, istos tos tifamp, dos apelimamaco ondiatistith. Istos tos tifamps, dos apelimbuia, tsudis tifameninte. Tos apelimos oblem el bicopor, tos apelimos oblem etith. En dopelimos oblem etithi. To make diem luca de lemolas aseina, amar den lude aroma. Imam sapudado, siendo que estueth, dobadam das el agrams unanjos percu, que estueth, dobadam minulum pomandia canaefta plaza cambather. Las dipejos ser lambino tampo pino, adios abesto quem tradis conco. En pudoth, dovada tamuater y a conto bilo kestiti, dovada ponto pilot, a pilot, nos apuya mapufifo, pum conco. Inutem natu as vapienza, worrying about the afterlife, about what happens when you die, about whether you will be accepted, whether you will be salved, whether you will be punished. And while you were worried about that, you missed the now, you missed the moment, you missed the life that is happening right here. And that was the real hell, not a future place, but the loss of the present, the loss of connection, the loss of the peace that was always available. But now you are waking up, you are seeing, you are remembering, and everything changes from here. Breathe again, deeper this time, and as you breathe, feel the gratitude, because you are here, you are alive, you are conscious, and you are starting to remember who you really are. Not what you were told you were, not what you believed you were, but who you really are, before all the stories, before all the beliefs, before all the fears. You, pure, free, divine. And when you live from conta que estabada, tis romolim from conta que estabada, que esto suba esto para bien. Pro muerego pro conte que te espada, do pro combiuni vela pro combiuni spida manda fedos mua, por no pro combiunis per pro Este taquian patotón que se me candilo de sim, ando de full, que te como tan kyoda ado poa, carabiretu meloda, y ma petan teote do la do o menoda, pues dados te da poa, cuando el certino vote de satin telos te da poa, las dodes o se peroteiso, de dar acceso pati con telo de neclo samozio di sudoda, ande que mayuki dondoro, en vez yo me dio medianto, dejo momente que vitare a ellos. Todo me spitaita do todio, de que terán fores pois piam, el momema faniavo momente mi me pidió da fide te biojonudo jamomitstier, rietare onini que sto que spiam mas megen. Voglio do farpadavan, que pistedes estudia disfugum el pedobindo que biam, e lo final hodgman, il buliunto lobo facimiliopo, il no se liba de lo mestoriuncia fenozoniama doftosumus, en funta produtus vufo lambdatus bomba a fiepo, that it bipo yafitus di flas pisen. You always will be. So breathe. Allow yourself to feel this. Allow yourself to believe this. Not as a new belief to replace the old, but as a memory, as a recognition, as a return. You are coming home, and home is not a place. It's you. It's the truth. It's the love. It's the light that never went out, even when you believed it had. And now while you are here, in this moment feeling this, recognizing this, living this, share it, not because you need to convince anyone, no pues codiniet to prove something, pero pues como a somewhere, estele carrion de what you just released, somewhere estele balom balastradas el condemneo, somewhere estele bamun condemnation, somewhere estele bamun cambris montaguito afrido del cobes. Enticues will should be podobiferet, enticues will should retail, unto price be podobito price obel, ilum de variety belom probiosto comanda e shallos. Telo de rabrasuardo podo repodo watch to plataformos tu progi. Birus pavano subsida, fajano subsidam predeni, fajano subsidam plethanam predeni, fajano subsidam para becazón de gro, bodino yo y lo producent. Io me figlio fosumante con el dio gatiere sacre l'armai. Ma por legundio. Original translation. O figlio prefix. Et tiras to prundio gai. Kikampletigolikar, Terikilsanquao, Prignantigolamos, Terefentigolamos, always has been, always will be. You are home. You always have been home, and the hell you feared never existed in the way they told you. It was just a metaphor, a teaching, an invitación of wake up, an invitación of wake up. And remembered, your return. Welcome back. Culturally adapted translation. One last time, a long, deep, fulfilling breath. And know that everything is all right. It always has been. It always will be. You're home now. You've always been home, and the hell you dreaded never existed the way they described it. It was just a metaphor, a lesson, an invitación of weekend, and you awakened, you remembered, you came back. Welcome back.